So everybody, welcome. It looks like we have quite a few people on tonight, and we've got some special guests on tonight. Val, that's been talking a little bit. There he is, and gosh, what's her name again? I'm trying to think. Tracy. I'm just kidding.
What is
Tracy.
that?
We got Tracy. We got Tracy on tonight. I've known Tracy guys for many, many years now. Excellent, excellent marketer. She's one of those people that isn't a fly-by-night type of ordeal. She's the real deal, and I've learned a lot from her. She's learned a lot from me. We always make fun of each other and have a really good time. I've known Val not as long as Tracy, but Val, believe it or not, when we talked the other day and you were telling me about the Legends Network, I was actually a member of that. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I was in there, and things happen. But long story short, I always enjoyed your trainings on there. I always enjoyed listening to the interviews. And guys, just for everything that I've heard about Val, all good stuff, by the way. This guy. He's down to earth, but he's got a lot of integrity. And when I turn the time over to these guys in a minute, I want you to pay very close attention to what they're going to say tonight. A lot of wisdom. Okay, a lot of morals, a lot of integrity, a lot of basically a lot of knowledge in the industry. I honestly, I've been doing this for 10 years full time, but compared to what Val knows, guys, I'm still a baby, and I'm not saying that lightly. This guy knows what he's doing. He had a business that did very well called Mentors in Motion, where he mentored a lot of people that are the so-called gurus online, okay, that have gone on to make millions of dollars in the industry. Val's done extremely well himself, but he's humble about it. And, it's just one of those things where you're in the right place at the right time. Now, I know most of you guys are with me in Legal Shield. A few guys have been in other businesses with me. And long story short, tonight is going to be not about all that, but just to the industry as a whole, and kind of what these guys have put together as far as a system and tools and training go that we can basically connect with for very, very low cost for the value. And at the same time, we can implement that into what we're doing now and really take it to another level. And it's got a really cool comp plan with it that, honestly, guys, if you just take notes tonight and you see the power of what they have here, they're going to do some screen shares and show you guys, the back end of all this. But just take notes and sit back and take it in. Don't try and remember it all at once. But you guys, this is a privilege tonight. This isn't something that happens just every day of the week. So with that being said, I'm gonna let Tracy take it over for a minute and say some things, and then you can introduce Val a little bit better than I know him, because you've known him longer than I have. You've worked with him, and guys, really, just sit back and take it all in, because this is going to be amazing. So go ahead, Tracy.
Thanks, Kyle. That was thank you for those kind words. I really appreciate that. And you're right. You and I built a great relationship, built on trust, built on integrity, and we have learned a lot from each other. And that's what this industry is all about. And I met Val a few years ago, and it was interesting how we really bonded right away because we had the same ideologies. And Val really is a big deal in this industry. He's a legend. And again, like you said, he really cemented that with Mentors in Motion a few years ago, 2001, 2006, generated over $91 million in sales. And I don't know how many, few 100,000 people that he actually mentored. And that's gone on over the years. $800 million in sales in the industry, 2.2 million people that he has literally walked through and educated, because he is an educator in this industry. And I have learned so much from him myself. And I'm so proud and honored to call Val my very good friend and my business partner. And so we kind of developed you know, what we've put together, we kind of did it out of a necessity, and I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to let Val do sort of the explain really where the philosophy part of it comes in, because, you know, I always say that Val, he got an extra couple of neurons that the rest of us didn't get. And that's what's made him so successful, is because he sees things just a little bit differently than everyone else. And so we are in a constant mode of analyzing people, analyzing the industry, watching where it has come from, watching where it is today, and trying to really correct a whole scenario that we feel has gone awry in the industry. And we do stand for everything about intelligent integrity and morals in this industry. And we really are here to educate people and do things the right way. Val, I'm going to turn it over to you, let you do, you know, your whole philosophy, and then, you know, we'll walk people through the platform, and then, you know, people can interrupt and ask questions as we go through. But I think it's really important that they hear really the foundation of what this is all about from you. So, buddy, over to you. You're muted, by the way. I muted Joe.
Yeah, she did that on purpose.
Val, you're muted, buddy. Okay, one sec.
Here I am talking to myself. Now I'm schizophrenic if I said that earlier, so hopefully you can hear me. Appreciate that. Well, thank you for the kind words. You guys didn't need to spend so much time talking about Val, but I do appreciate your kindness in addressing that. I'm a little bit different. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about myself, but I just kind of want to lay out a foundation so you can understand where we're coming from, the whole methodology, the mindset. There's so much more to network marketing, business opportunities online than is being you know, stressed. I think a lot of the educators and teachers out there are very good. It's just tough to find the great ones, the ones that are really the Jedi masters of the industry, the ones that really know what this industry is all about. And I've been in this arena for 36 years. I've graduated from nitwit marketer to network marketer to corporate executive. Then I got really frustrated. I got angry, to be honest with you. I'll use the word anger. Probably not the best word, but I got to use it. And I'm a little bit of a renegade. There's people out there that have a hard time with me because I'm the type of person that will challenge the establishment. I will challenge the way you think, because I've been challenged in everything that I represent online, everything that I represent in my world, you know, just the upbringing that I had as a child growing up. It's kind of shaped and molded me into kind of the renegade beast that I kind of am today, and in a fun-loving way I say that. So I'm really sick and tired of seeing people lose money. I'm sick and tired of seeing people set themselves up for failure. I'm sick and tired of excuses. And in this 36 years, I've had major observations of this industry, the good, the bad, the ugly. And that's just being straight up with you, because that's the only way I'll ever be. You know, and this industry is so full of the victim mentality right now. Everyone loves to be a victim. People don't embrace failure. You know, somebody asked me, I was at a golf and country club, a private club here in Edmonton the other night, and Sherry and I got into a conversation with a guy, and he says, you know, what is your biggest failure? And I said, brother, I don't know what to tell you my biggest failure is, because I said, I love failure. I love making mistakes. I embrace it because it makes me bigger, better than I am today. I said, the greatest experience that have happened to me are not the successes or having homes and Ferraris and things like that. The biggest successes I have are my failures, believe it or not, because they make me come out and be better, bigger and better than I can before. So if you can take some wisdom from that, if you can embrace that and love it and nurture it and let it make you a better person instead of a resentful, hateful, bitter person, you know, the type of people that go out on forums on the internet and boast all kinds of lies, you know, whatever. The world's got to stop being negative. We got to see light in as much as we possibly can while we're here. So I take that same attitude and belief system in my business opportunities, and it helps me think. I'm always thinking, how do you make something bigger and better? And you got to take a look at your industry as a whole. And like I said earlier, you know, unfortunately, people choose to be a victim. People choose to be bitter at times. You know, people just choose to not focus on themselves. They're always looking for exterior motivations to, you know, propel their agendas in some which way, shape, or form. So Tracy and I, we hooked up a couple of years ago in a project called TLN. I contracted a company out to use my products and services. We didn't own the company, but they got to use my products and services. And they abused it. And so that was what Kyle was talking about a little bit. They abused the incredible trainings where I was interviewing some of the biggest names in the industry. That's what I do, is I always look for people that are bigger and better than I am, and I interview them, because that's how I get, information. But I'll be honest with you about something. As much as I interviewed a lot of these people in these audio magazines, I was the totality of it, really, of the project. Again, I'm painting a picture here on a canvas. I was disappointed. And the reason why I was disappointed is because my expectations, were really high, because I'm an esoteric thinker. I don't live in the network marketing world. I believe most of the things that we're taught today, the things that we were taught when I was, I got started in this in 1978. Some of you weren't even born. But most of the stuff that we learned, duplication, goal setting, positive thinking, I understand those things, but you don't need that. Goal setting is a waste of time. Some of you are probably going to have a hard time swallowing that, and I can prove to you goal setting doesn't work. And I don't believe in duplication. The only thing ever duplicated successfully in the history of marketing, and this angers some people when I do this, they really don't like me for saying this, the only thing that's ever been duplicated successfully in marketing is failure. And I don't believe in duplication. So I'm more of a spiritual business builder. I believe in the universal spiritual laws. Maybe some of you can relate to that. Maybe some of you, it just sounds like this guy's a kook or something like that, an alien. That's cool. I dig it. I can relate to that. But for me, living that route and playing that route, I've accomplished more, materialistic things than anyone that I know on the internet per se. I'm not talking about Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, but in the network marketing industry, I think, there's not too many people that have a lot of these crazy things that my wife and I have today because of these silly so-called principles according to others, but to me, strong foundational principles that actually work if you understand how they work. So anyhow, to make a long story short, because I've just got so much data and information, I love to train, love to do trainings, I love to share with you more, but I won't. I'll say this. So Tracy and I got involved in a project, okay? So we got involved in wanting to start our own company because we realized that most company owners were disappointing. And that's not to address anything that you're doing online. If you have a relationship with somebody online, you love it, you nurture, that's cool. But our experience, our journey, our path, we found that Tracy and I were a lot smarter, more educated, more knowledgeable about human beings and marketing plans and business and some of these esoteric principles and company owners. We found them to be very neglectful in many ways. And that's not to say all. That was just our experience. And so we said, you know what? Enough of feeling like a prostitute working for a pimp. Okay, we didn't want to be like a prostitute working for a pimp. We were feeling that. Those aren't words of exaggeration. That was real stuff. And we were only to be disappointed all the time, right? And so I said, Trace, let's go back. I said, I own Mentors in Motion from 2001, 2006, did $92 million working from home in my house. Not money in my pocket, but retail sales, but we did well. I said, I didn't want to come back and do this again, but I said, let's come back out and start our own company. And Tracy's the only one that I felt I had that, equally yoked kinship with to pull this off. It wasn't going to happen with anyone else. We became just really, really tight along the way in doing this, and respected each other's values, morals, and trusted each other like life and death situation 100%. And so we both have a gift and talent. And my belief system in building a business is, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. Tracy will tell you that. And it's sometimes I'll play stupid, but it's because I don't want to waste time on things I have no interest in. And I have an interest in certain things. I love people. I love marketing. I love speaking to you all tonight, but I have no time in the world to learn about generating traffic. I don't want to know about SEO. I don't want to know about marketing, even though I'm really good at it. I don't know anything about it, per se, those different, methodologies that you're seeing all these people preaching, buy this course and buy that course and buy this course. That's all a waste of my time. Every time I hear that, or Val, you need to learn this or learn that, I don't need to learn anything, because every time I go to spend time to learn things, I get frustrated and I lose money. I lose money and I lose time away from my kids, and I don't have time for that. So I'm a big advocate of a principle. I don't know if you ever heard of the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Maybe some of you have ever heard that before. Well, I'm a practitioner of that book. I live it, breathe it, I assimilate it. It's in my body. It runs through my veins. And that sounds really crazy, right? That's the esoteric side. So all the rest of the world out there on the internet setting goals and, you know, trying to buy this course and buy that course and how do you do this and how do you do that? I'm making money and I'm enjoying life and I've got an incredible family and I'm doing everything that we're supposed to do, that I was told that we were supposed to do. Don't get involved in this industry to lose money and you know, become a slave to this industry or become an employee to this industry. I got involved in this industry for wealth creation. So this is my argument with duplication and delegation. I'm not duplicatable. You're not duplicatable. Then the gurus say, well, Val, yeah, I understand your argument there, but you know, the system, right? The systems are duplicatable. Not true. If you and I were to use a system, I guarantee you, I promise you, I would write you a check for $1 million tonight if any of you could duplicate me with a system. And I mean that to be true. And what I mean by that is duplication is like a photocopy. It comes out exactly the same. We can use the same system, but I promise you, I put my life on the line, our paycheck's going to be different. Our forms of execution utilizing that system are going to be different. So what I do is I've adopted a methodology that everybody wants. You know, unfortunately, the industry kind of preaches stay in bed and be brain dead and make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month doing nothing, no recruiting, no sponsoring. Cool, I get it. All right, but it doesn't work that way. But as Tracy and I evolved in building our project out here, One Up List Builder. My dog's gonna start barking here. We got guests coming over. One Up List Builder. I had to take this down. I said, Trace, I said, we're doing this totally wrong. I said, if we start duplicating and replicating a lot of silly stuff on the internet in building a business, this whole project's going to fold. We're going to fail because people are programmed to fail, mostly, unfortunately, online. That's what we're seeing happen. History repeats itself. You can't deny history. The duplication process works. It leads to failure. So sometimes you have to just come down in your consciousness. You have to come down in your thinking. You have to start thinking about where are people at? And this was the hardest thing for Tracy and I to do because we wanted to save the whales. We wanted to save the industry. I believe every single one of you watching this live, watching it in the future, have a birthright and have ample opportunity to find your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But it's got to come from you. You watching me right now, I'm not the power here. I'm the charismatic, passionate one, but you are the power. You are the power in everything you execute in the game of life. You'll decide whether it's going to be good, bad, ugly. That's just the law of the universe, okay? You can alter that in any which way, shape, or form. You're the most powerful tool in the world, in the universe, to create your wealth. You're not going to find it online, but it's not going to happen until you recognize that. And this is the part that the people on the internet are missing. They don't know what the most powerful tool is. It's you. The internet didn't make me rich. My God-given talent of letting go of being scared, riddled with anxiety, throwing up every time I had to say hi to somebody, being paralyzed in a state of mental paralysis because I, had these phobias and things like that. I had to break all of those states of paralysis to tap into my God-given talent, which is to be able to speak, express myself, to think, not be scared of people, not be scared to say, hey, I've got an idea, it's okay. Can I share my ideas? I might think a little bit differently than you, but am I okay? Would you be willing to accept me? Those are the type of things that people on the internet need to experience in order for success to come into your life. And I can prove it. If it doesn't happen for you, and if it doesn't happen for anyone, think about lottery tickets, okay? Somebody goes out and they win $10 million, they win $40 million, they win $5 million. What happens to them? Honestly, poverty can only attract poverty. Poverty consciousness can only attract poverty consciousness. It can't sustain wealth. It can't sustain it. So poverty has to release that lottery ticket mentality, the earnings, the winnings, should it happen to be, back into the universe. The person will go broke, become an alcoholic, drug dealer, consumed in medication, pain, spend money in cars, houses, all kinds of distractions in their lives, and 3-4 years later, they're broke. Why? And you can see it with athletes that are uneducated, that don't know, even in the NBA, in Major League Baseball, in Major League Sports. You look at a guy like Mike Tyson, earns $400 million in his life. How can somebody relinquish $400 million back in the universe and claim bankruptcy? It's not the internet. It's the person. It's the being. It's the power to be inside. You are what you are, and that's just the way it is. And so we can't change that. You can't cheat the universe. All the gimmicks, all the gadgets, all the forms of manipulation out there on the internet aren't going to work. So enough of that. I think you know where I'm coming from there. So Tracy and I have been building this out for the last probably a little over a year. And what is taken over a year should have taken the average person of just, you know, average, mediocre level of consciousness, probably 2-3 weeks. Why did it take us a year to get to this point? Because we have to cater to the people. We have to cater to the masses, just like, you know, Starbucks is catering to people, McDonald's is catering to people, but you have to change your master plan. McDonald's used to be about hamburgers, fries, Big Macs, 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, pickles, cheese, lettuce, onions on a sesame seed bun. It was about Ronald McDonald, the Hamburglar, but now it's not. It's not, because McDonald's would have went bankrupt if they stayed on that same plan. So McDonald's is all about coffee, and I'm not here to promote coffee because I don't drink coffee, but I'm just saying you have to shift your game plan. You have to look at the industry. And so Tracy and I took some advice from Warren Buffett. Some of you know who Warren Buffett is. Warren Buffett basically said that, you know, contradicted everything the gurus have taught me for years since I got started in self-help, you know, back in the 70s. Everyone says, find your love, find your passion, turn that into your business. That is so not true. You know, find your love, find your passion, turn that into your hobby. Find the love and passion of the masses, turn that into your business. Okay? And that's what real business is all about. Finding, this is what marketing is. Let me give you my definition of marketing. Kyle, sorry for going on so long here, but I got so much well. This is the definition of marketing. Marketing is the art and science of empowering, communicating, and developing a relationship with another human being based on their needs and not mine or yours. So if you want to create wealth on the internet, all you need to understand is one thing. Marketing is an art, it's a science of empowering, communicating, and developing a relationship with another human being based on their needs and not mine or yours. And the internet hasn't been taught that. All right? So I'm here to empower you. I'm not here to empower myself. This is all about for you tonight. So when you do that in your campaigns and marketing, when it's all about your prospect, that's when they spend money. That's when they buy. That's when they know you have a sincere interest. It's not my agenda. It's about their agenda and helping them get to where it is they want to go. Instead of saying, well, hey, man, check out my link. Check this out. You need this. You need that. You need this. You need that. You need this. You need that. People don't need anything that you have. Honestly, you don't need what I have, and I don't need what you have, really. But if I discover what you would like to have or what you feel you need in your life, and I'm capable of possibly bringing that into your life, now we're talking, helping you manifest what it is you want to manifest in your life. So Tracy and I had to break this down, and it was so painful for us to go through this process because we look at ourselves as intelligent, bright, educated, more knowledgeable than, you know, a lot of people that we know out there in marketing. And then we had to say, well, but you know what? Not everyone's vibrating at that frequency. Not everyone's vibrating at that level of energy. You know, we might sound good, we might feel good, but you know what? We're just going to drag people to failure, even though we have the answer for wealth creation online and anything we do. You just can't take a child and throw them in a deep end of a pool, and that's the way it is. So I said to Tracy when we were kind of building this out, I said, you know what's missing in this industry? What's missing in this industry for everybody, I think, online, and what all the experts online are missing, is a simulator, a simulated project where people can go through a simulated event without any risk, without any major risk of rejection or pain or worrying about finances and like, oh, well, it costs too much money. Well, I got to talk to my husband. I got to talk to my wife. Well, I don't know. You know, all that Mickey Mouse stuff, right? You want to break away from that. So I said, what's missing is a simulator. I said, we've got a lot of false teachers out there in the industry, a lot of false teachings that don't work. My opinion, you don't have to buy anything I say tonight. But, you know, I know what my side of the fence has created, a lot more than what the internet side of the fence has created for people. So the whole point being is I said we need a simulator. We need to create a playground, an environment that's safe, secure. Nobody can feel victimized. Nobody can feel cheated. We talk at their level, their consciousness. create something fun, loving, exciting, and desensitize them through a process. Let me give you an educated example. A friend of mine is an extremely awesome lawyer, very good lawyer. I don't think ever loses a case. Really tough for them to lose a case if they even do. And what they do with people out there that are kind of feeling weak, feeling vulnerable, feeling fragile, feeling like they've been violated, self-esteem issues and stuff like that. What they do is they take that person, if they're going to court, and they might have had somebody that violated them in any which way, shape, or form that you could possibly imagine or think about. And so what this lawyer friend of mine does is he says, Val, what I do with my clients is I don't bring them into court, into a live crowd, into a live audience. He says that they'll be overwhelmed. They won't even want to testify. They won't even want to be in the room. They'll be vomiting. They'll be puking. They'll be convulsing, shaking, like just riddled in fear and anxiety and emotional pain. They'll freeze up, possibly even, pass out. That can happen to people. The stress is just too much. Somebody there violated them, and they got to face that person and face the lights of the judge and the whole environment. So what he does is he brings them into a courtroom multiple times, where in that courtroom there's nobody there. So the person comes in, they sit in, they feel the energy, they smell the room, they smell the wood or the construction or drywall, whatever it is. They hear the clock ticking. I've got my eyes closed right now because I'm going through the whole process myself. They hear the clock ticking on the wall. They're feeling the energy. They see where the judge is going to sit, the jury's going to sit. They see where the violator is going to sit, whatever it is. And he just lets them go through a whole exercise, meditation, sit, relax, breathe. This is what it looks like. It's not just kind of like, boom, okay, we're here. Monday morning, you're in and like, So whole point is he'll do that numerous times. And so I said to Tracy, I said, you know what? We need to create that same environment for people on the internet, because what we have is we have people that have been educated. And I got to share some more with you here, all right? I really want you to understand this. I'm not doing this for me. If you can assimilate anything I'm saying tonight, you're on the right path to finding your pot of gold. So it all goes back to what I used to teach back in Mentors in Motion. I call this planet, I'm teaching tonight, Tracy, sorry about that. I call this planet Schoolhouse Earth. I don't call it Earth, and I call it Schoolhouse Earth because I believe we came here in these manifested Earth suits to experience, journey, do whatever it is we need to do here on Earth, and then we'll graduate at some point. So what happens is when you're brought to Schoolhouse Earth, not only is it a traumatic event for a woman giving birth to a child, but believe it or not, this will be a little esoteric. It's a traumatic event for a child coming through the birthing canal, and all that data, information that you guys coming through the birthing canal, whether you believe me or not, you have that information. It's all stored in cellular data. The cell in your body's intelligent. I call it cellular memory. It's there. This trauma and stress is there, and we carry it around every day. People kind of wondered, well, what happened to me in childhood? You might want to look back at birth too and see what happened there. So what happens is a doctor gets you, hypothetically, and I say this in a fun, loving way, gives you a little whack on the tushy, right? Welcome to Schoolhouse Earth. A little bit of a negative experience there, right? And they got to clear your lungs out and stuff, and they shake you around a little bit. Babies kind of get moved around pretty good, and they're all flexible and stuff like that. And then they clean you up and then give you to mom and stuff like that. And so what happens is we start to learn all these things, from parents to organized religion to the neighborhood we grow up in, the kids, the aunts, the uncles, all the different influences in life kind of shape us and mold us to who we are today, right? Son, daughter, go to school, get a great education, go work for somebody. So we become a part, when we're brought into Schoolhouse Earth, from the day one that you're brought into Schoolhouse Earth, unless you're a very special miracle baby, you lose your divine birthright, okay? And we can talk about that. I can do a whole seminar on divine birthright and missions and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that tonight. Oh, God, no. So, yeah, so the whole point being is, we're shaped and molded based on family, where we're brought up, the territories are brought up. You're brought up in Russia, brought up in Ireland, England, brought up in France, brought up in, Saudi Arabia, brought up in Utah, brought up in Toronto, Canada, where I was brought up. So you take all these impacts and they shape and mold you for who you are. And then sometimes, a little bit later in life, some people have to go through therapy to find who they are. I'm one of those type of people and figure that out. So the whole point being is, we take these people that have been shaped and molded to be something, have followed a curriculum for all their lives, and we say, now it's time to become autonomous, Now it's time to become an entrepreneur, get involved in free enterprise, think for yourself, make decisions for yourself, be able to make executive decisions on the fly, learn how to become an independent or an interdependent person as opposed to a codependent, nurtured person that has usually been coached into a semi-victimized role in the game of life, right? All of a sudden, you don't have the safety, security of a job with a designed curriculum for you. As an entrepreneur, you're in the middle of the ocean. You got to swim now, right? This is not a cruise ship where you get your take-home paycheck because we're too embarrassed to take it anywhere else, and then three weeks off for good behavior. So, I'm going to the extreme tonight. I'm kind of taking you guys to an extreme. I almost feel bad taking you through this journey, but I think some of you are probably liking it. So all of a sudden, we take these people into the home-based business arena, and then we're telling people, hey, man, you don't have to recruit, you don't have to sponsor, and join my downline. And then all these people walk around saying, hey, I got 16,000 people in my downline. I got 7,000 people in my downline. You don't really have 7,000 people in your downline. You have a bunch of, you got some bodies in your downline, but the people aren't connected. There's a major disconnect. Tracy and I were in a project where we, the company that I was kind of speaking out for, we did 487 or 483,000 people, almost 500,000 people in the downline in 8.5 weeks. Just under 9 weeks in a pre-launch. But you know what? Those people really weren't there. You don't have bragging rights. They might have been there in name and in data, but they weren't there in spirit. They weren't there physically. They weren't there mentally. They were still, sidetracked. So my whole point being is you can brag about 22, 23, 30, 40, 50,000 people in your downline. That's all just, that's a facade. It's an illusion. It's a bunch of crap. All right? People are there when they're there. Either you're in a relationship or you're not. Either you're attached or you're not, either you're connected or you're not. And this whole industry right now it's kind of like a Bic lighter, disposable. It's like there's a major disconnect in this industry. This industry is so disconnected, and nobody convinced me otherwise. I'm way too smart for that. There's a major disconnect in this industry. So I started seeing all these different forms of manipulation out there on the internet, and I didn't like them. I'll give you an example. Done-for-you marketing systems. You might have heard that. Hey, join our business opportunity. We got a done-for-you marketing system. You can get rich. We got all these people. They'll close it for you, and blah blah. We'll do this and do this and do that. And I thought, like, man, this really sucks. This is just I thought it was really bad, evil stuff in a lot of ways. But I realized that this is the way the internet's going because the experts, the techies, the real smart, sharp people, which I'm not. And I'll go back to what I do in a minute, and then I'll take you through the journey. They look for new ways to manipulate people, manipulate your attention by taking all the pain away. Oh, we can take all your pain away. You don't want to be on the phone. You don't want to recruit. You don't want to sponsor. No problem. Just join us today. Come into the candy shack today, and we'll take all your pain away. Oh, we got, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. People are looking for new forms of manipulation every day. So I really disliked that. And then all of a sudden, probably about 9 weeks ago, I had a major breakthrough for myself. Everything that I was, saying negative about these done-for-you marketing systems, how they shouldn't be allowed and blah, 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 I realized there's a major breakthrough. We can do it now. Tracy and I figured out a way to do it intelligently, that done-for-you marketing systems, because I kept saying, Val, you're contradicting yourself in different ways. You want to help people. You want to come down the ladder and a little bit and think at that level and knowing that people want something for nothing. Is it possible? And the answer prior to 8 weeks ago was no, not possible. And then all of a sudden I had to go through my own major breakthrough and release some baggage. And I discovered you can now become super successful. You can literally, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, you can definitely make $10,000, $20,000 a month. And for some of you that are a little bit more, business acumented, you can make over $100,000 a month. I believe that heart and soul, utilizing a concept that I broke away from years ago. So I've been preaching a lot about the book Think and Grow Rich. Now I'm coming back to the start. I'm going to talk about the business now that I got all that other stuff out of the way. So the book Think and Grow Rich, chapter 5 in the book Think and Grow Rich. And I haven't read the book Think and Grow Rich in probably, honestly, I have not read that book in about 27 years, even today. But I just went back to chapter 5 recently because that whole chapter 5 haunted my being. It haunted me for years, and I've always buried it. And then I started seeing the whole process of marketing. online is not about skill anymore. It's not about people anymore. It really became about manipulation. You know, positive manipulation, negative manipulation. You be the judge. That's for you to talk about. But the whole point being is chapter 5 in Think and Grow Rich. I sat down and I said to myself, I said, what have I been doing for years? I own an energy company, a gas and electric energy company. It does, I don't know, it does over $100 million a year in sales, right? And so we've got a very successful company doing that. And I said, you know, people say, like, you know, you do so well, you know, you have nice things in your life, but I don't really see you work. And I had to think about that because I thought I did, but I didn't. Like, you know, I'm with my kids, you know, all the time. I drive them to private school, and I still sit at home. I still sit in the chair. I can be upstairs, and I don't go to work like everyone else does, even though we do hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, I just sit here and I do it. And I started thinking about it, and I said, what's going on at a subconscious level with me that's allowing this like really weird stuff going on while other executives have to drive to the office and sit there and do this and that, and I can just work on a phone or the internet and be relaxed and have all this residual income coming in because I'm in a stress-free industry. And I started thinking, oh my God, like that's the missing link. Chapter 5, Think and Grow Rich, is the missing link to everything you all want in your careers in network marketing, online marketing. And what I've been doing for years, and I didn't even recognize it because it became a habitual pattern until Think and Grow Rich just came like up from being buried, came right up and was staring me in the face. What I've been doing for years is not duplication. The reason why I've been able to do well, and I don't want to sound like an arrogant idiot on the phone here, but or on this call, the reason why I've been able to do so well is because I've had everybody else do everything for me. I've delegated it out. Now, it's something that I taught back in Mentors in Motion, taught when I was teaching the Dead Sea Scrolls to marketing. It's delegate your way to success. And I know that I'm not smart in a lot of areas, and it's not that I can't be smart in those areas. It's just, it's a waste of my life. It's a waste of my time. I don't want to learn anything new. I want to be with my kids. I want to be with my dogs. I want to take a walk in the forest, or I want to go on a vacation. I don't want to learn anything else. But what I do is I do the Henry Ford thing of marketing. Take a look at chapter 5, Think and Grow Rich. What did Henry Ford do? And if you haven't read the book, just go to chapter 5, look it up on the internet for free online. Henry Ford just sits at a desk like I do, and I didn't realize I was doing it. I didn't realize the impact that book had on me 27 years ago because I modeled it without consciously being aware that I became a Henry Ford type of personality. And I'll say, Tracy does it all. Like, I mean, and that's not to take advantage of Tracy. Like, Tracy knows she's smart, she's brilliant, she's genius at what she does. She loves the challenge. She's a troubleshooter, and she's fabulous at it, and she beats all her challenges. But I don't ever have to worry about anything because I have her in that area. I don't have to worry about anything in this area because I have somebody in that area. I don't have to worry about people. So if you take a look at Henry Ford, he was the visionary, the innovative creator, the inventor, the one that was painting the canvas. And what he did is he surrounded himself by people that had the gifts and the talents to compensate for his weaknesses, which is the power of the mastermind. Okay? So, like, I got into a conversation with Kyle a week ago with Tracy, and I said, oh my God, I just found another person to my mastermind. And that's not in the negative sense to manipulate, but now I've got a friend in Kyle. I've known Kyle, like I've known Kyle, never really sat down and talked to him, but now I know he's got an amazing gift and talent. He's got resources, contacts, he's got access to technology that I could only dream of having. But the universe brought Kyle into my life because through Tracy, of course, you just never know how it's going to happen. But now I can cover the base there. I say, Kyle, you're the expert there. So you surround yourself with experts in all these different arenas, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, things in life become easy. You know, like making money can become so easy. And I didn't understand that when I didn't have a lot, when I was psychologically unstable, codependent, nervous, scared, full of anxiety, not living in a good place in my life. And then, you know, you can shape and mold yourself, believe it or not. You are like a piece of clay. You can be shaped, and we can clean out the mindset. And I started thinking, like, oh my God, I've got all these incredible people around me, and I'm utilizing their gifts and talents. And then I said to Tracy the other day, I said, do you realize what Oprah Winfrey does, or Bill Gates does, or Steve Jobs does, or, you know, Martha Stewart did? I'm just throwing names out there. You can think of any name you want. They have a team around them, and they delegate those tasks out. And those people love doing that. Some people love doing hair and makeup. Some people love doing accounting. Some people love being the executive producer, the production. You know, there are people out there that are going to school at Harvard, you know, Berkeley, wherever, you know, name any university, because they have a dream and a mission to do what? Work for Bill Gates or work for Apple. I don't want to work for Apple. I want to be the guy running it. So, it's, you know, that's where I'm at. I'm the guy running it, but I've got people want to, you know, be a part of that, and they can be paid employees. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's what the gurus have found a way to do on the internet without coming out and telling you, is that you're not really a distributor in an MLM company, guys, gals. You're an employee. You're a glorified distributor. They have policies and procedures, and if you break those guidelines, they can take your check away, right? I don't agree with all that stuff, but that's my baggage. You can agree with that if you want. I'm not here to debate that. So you got to take a look at the totality of the industry, and very few people in the world will ever do that. And so I said to Tracy, I said, you know what? I said, you know this done-for-you marketing system? You know how there's a lot of beautiful, wonderful people out there on the internet that would really like to find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? But they never ever will, because they really don't know. They're not in the know of knowing how to do it. They're just going to get sucked into this and sucked into that and sucked into this and sucked into that. And they'll end up becoming spectators in every program. Have you ever noticed the affirmation? Think of the affirmation here. What does it say? It says, everyone on the air, it says, why don't you join me in this business opportunity? Why don't you join me in this business opportunity? Why the heck would you want to? I don't want anyone to join me in anything. You know, because once you start having all these people join your business, what are they doing? They're becoming the audience. They're becoming the spectators. They pay their money, and then they sit and they go into a state of paralysis, and then, well, this must be a scam because I didn't make any money, you know, or whatever. You know, and they victimize. History repeats itself. So you don't want people to join you. You want people to launch a business with you. If you talk to me, Kyle, I want you to launch a business with me, man. It means we launch together. We are action-oriented. Somebody's got to hit the keys. I don't want somebody to join and we all sit around and stare at each other in front of a laptop and nobody's willing to, you know, hit the keys. So joining is the wrong. The language of this industry is so pathetic. It is so outdated. It is so, you know, universally should not be taught. Somebody needs to rewrite a whole book on this industry. So anyhow, the whole point being is, guys, I'm 100% advocate for done-for-you marketing system now, because I used to bash it. I'll be honest with you. And I don't know why I was bashing it, because I've been doing it for years to create wealth, to have, to have an incredible lifestyle and have all kinds of silly material things in my life. It can be done. Now I'm going to show you how to do it. So now what we want to do here, we've got this $25 business opportunity. Sorry for taking so long tonight, but I really want to give you value on this call. I just don't want to give you the same stereotypical crap that, oh, get on this call tonight, get on this call tonight, get on that call tonight, and this guy's doing and this guru's doing this. And I'm not a guru. I'm not a guru. I'm just a freak of nature. That's all. I like to separate myself from the gurus. I'll be the freak, okay? So just tell you want to see a freak? Come see the freak show. I'll show you a freak show. So anyhow, the whole point being is done-for-you marketing is brilliant. It almost sounds like welfare mentality, poverty consciousness. No, it doesn't have to be that way. It can be brilliance. It can be genius. It can be a godsend to this industry when you understand it. And I think we're probably the only ones that understand it, know how to teach it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what that is. For anything you want to build online, I'm going to give you a secret, which is not a secret, but everyone says secret. There are no secrets, just so you know. It's all a bunch of crap. So anyhow, here's the deal. If I were going into a business opportunity now, going back, if I were to do a training platform now, I would do a training platform not on what they're teaching on the internet. I'd be doing a training platform strictly on done-for-you marketing, teaching people how to do it. So what done-for-you marketing is have all the experts working for you. Just like what I've been doing. I'm making all this money, but I have people doing all the work for me that are willing to accept something different. So if it costs me, you know, $500 to have somebody do something for me, and I pull $7,000–8,000 out of it, that's pretty cool. Wouldn't you agree? $500 in expenses, pull $7,000 out of it, still on top of the totem pole, right? So the same thing is. So now some of you know of Fiverr, right? You know of Fiverr, and you probably say, well, yeah, Val, I know of Fiverr, F-I-V-V-E-R. You know, there's a whole bunch of experts there that have spent hours and hours building a clientele, building a database of users of their services. They have expertise in SEO, traffic generation, writing media blogs, getting you #1 on the search engines. They'll brand you. They'll do all these kind of crazy things that I don't even begin to understand, don't want to understand, don't care to understand it within reason. Some things I'll need to understand, so it's being done the right way. But they want to do it for pennies on the dollar. They'll say, I'll get you here for $5, or I'll send you this for like $30. I'll do this for $24. Why wouldn't I pay the $24? Why wouldn't I pay the $5 and not have to sit in front of my computer and pretend that someday I'm going to be rich? Just let them do it. They want to do it anyhow for $5. They want to be an employee for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, $40. If that brings me in 8 sales today times X, times say, $50, if it was $50 or $100, or if it was $30, whatever it is, you do the math on whatever it is you're doing in your health and nutrition, everything and anything you're doing. Why not delegate it out to those that have spent hours? They're addicted to their computers 18 hours a day, 15 hours a day. Let them do all the work and let them send everyone to your funnel tunnel tsunami systems and build the business on your behalf. And you learn to go to the bank and cash it in. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, I can get more into that. You'll see more. So Tracy and I created this $25 business opportunity. Why $25? It's so low, so cheap. Some of you are probably saying, well, that's like Mickey Mouse. No, it's not. The information in the $25 back office has generated for me personally well over $20 to $30 million in income over the years. There's incredible knowledge and value in that back office for $25. Nobody else in the world has it. Nobody else in the world will ever have it. Why? Because it's Tracy and me. It's our knowledge. We didn't go out there and say, hey, Zig Ziglar, Anthony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Eric Worre, whoever, can you guys contribute? We don't need to do that because we're better than that. Not to say we're better than them. We're better than that. We don't need other people's stuff. We've got the answers that everybody's looking for on the internet. We've got the answers that everyone's looking for in done-for-you marketing systems, but nobody else is teaching it. We have our own product that nobody else can have. It's us. Like I'm sharing with you tonight. You're not gonna go to Las Vegas and go see an Eric Worre sideshow down there, but you're not going to hear people speak like I'm speaking to you tonight. Theirs is going to be hype, smoke and mirrors, grand illusions, feel good and have fun, go have a few drinks after. I'm not about treating effects with effects. I'm about treating cause and effect. So the whole point being is we created this $25 simulator. Why $25? Because everyone can afford $25. I could take you all out for people, well, not all, but if it was just one-on-one, I could take you to, a pizza parlor down the road from my house. $25 we'll get a pizza for, and 2 glasses of water with lemon in it, or whatever you want to drink. I don't care, but I drink water with lemon. So that's going to cost me $25. And all I'm getting is a meal out of that, and that's it, right? When you see what you get for $25 with us, and we're paying out $20 in commissions to infinity. It's a one-up marketing system. $25 to infinity. People say, well, where's the residual? You don't need residual in this. You can make more money in a one-up than you can in an MLM. I know that for a fact because I've mastered one-ups in the last, 28 years. Tons of money to be made, direct sales. Money gets paid directly to you. And then we give people 25,000 cell phone leads. Kyle's in the automatic dialing world. He's in the ringless world. He's in the SMS world. We give 25,000 database worth about $250. We give away extracting software worth about $189. We give away some of the scripts that I use to close people. One of my claims to fame, I'm not saying this arrogantly speaking, but in marketing, you got to build things up a little bit. One of the things that I can do to everybody and anybody that I come in contact with is I can close anyone in 45 seconds or less, 100% of the time, not to buying, but to evaluating anything I want them to evaluate. Okay, and I can teach you how to do it in probably 20 seconds. Okay, there's certain psychological phrases and words of communication that get people to say yes. So I give you access to a lot of things that I've been using over the years, teaching over the years in that back office at the same time too, to show you how to get people to say yes, to show you what to say, things that are not stereotypical online, different verbiage to some degree. So we're giving an educational training platform for $25. It's a simulator, helps to sensitize people through the process as I was stating earlier with the lawyer and the courtroom, just helping people feel safe, but giving them incredible value. And then, you know, some people can make $100 a day. We've had some people making $300-400 a day, $700 a day, and it's all instant pay. Tracy and I don't pay you anything. $25, you keep 20, and we keep the other 5 for a website to pay for the hosting for the year. All right, we're not trying to get rich off $5 here, which by the time processors go through, the $5 is worth that on $2.90 or something like that. So it's all instant pay. And then we're also tying that into the fact that there's a crypto craze going on out in the world right now, right? There's a phenomenon going out in the world. It's manifesting itself. It's moving quickly. People laughed at it 2-3 years ago, a year ago, and in the last 3-4 months, this whole crypto thing's going crazy. So we've got a processor, an online merchant processor that caters to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and whatnot, so people can pay through that means as well. So you can start learning a little bit about cryptocurrency within our environment, our community, our back office, and at the same time getting paid in those currencies, you know, for your own personal investments down the road. You can get a start on it. The world right now online is caught up in this cryptocurrency stuff. Some people are afraid of it. Some people feel uncomfortable. Some people think it's too late. Some people say, I don't really understand it. What is it? I'm seeing it everywhere. Excuse me. Just saying I don't want to be left out. And they just don't know where to start. They don't know where to turn to. And we've created that environment. So we give them a launch pad, a starting point. And it's not where we knock on people's doors and say, hey, man, you know, talk to your husband, talk to your wife, and see if you can pull $5,000 out invested in this high-end yield program. I'm not into Ponzi schemes, okay? And there are legitimate ones, but I'd say 90% of them online, maybe 95% of them online are Ponzi's. You know, but they're using cryptocurrency instead of just U.S. currency, Canadian currency, you know, domestic currency in order to pull it off. So there's got to be a platform for somewhere to start. And so we decided to do that. And then after we get people through our $25 phase, you know, they can earn 20s for every sale. And you'll see it on the website. Kyle will share that with you. It's a really cool comp plan. And then we'll have a $99 level. So in the $99 level, those same people can, you know, work their way up. You make a few sales and you make $300-400. Why not take 99 bucks out of that and bring your team back up again into another level where, you know, you get $75, you know, per sale. So if you had 500 people on your team, you know, what would that be? 500 people on your team times 75 bucks would give you, I don't know, $47,500 in commissions. Right? If you have 1,000, you have 1,000 people in your organization, 1,000 times 75 bucks on a $99 one-time out of pocket, there's $75,000. We can help people by getting money in their hands now, not waiting for a check later. There's nothing wrong with waiting for a check later. I'm not wanting to be negative about the industry. I'm saying our model is different. Our model is instant. People want instant this, instant that, instantaneous gratification. If people aren't feeling it, if people aren't seeing it, if people aren't experiencing it, if they don't make money this week, if they don't make money in 2-3 days, they're gone. And that's the dysfunction of the internet. The internet is so dysfunctional, it's gone to hell in a handbasket. And so we hope to create a model. And, you know, by using our form of manipulation, and I think ours is positive manipulation, like chiropractic. Ours is positive manipulation in the sense that we're saying, okay, do you really want to see how a done-for-you marketing system really works? No hype, no pie in the sky, no Mickey Mouse malfunctions at a lot of these other companies that say, well, we got a telemarketing center and we got a telemarketing center. It doesn't work that way. We still want people to be a part of that done-for-you marketing system. So there is some follow-up, but it's fun, it's exciting, and you just don't go out there on Fiverr and say, well, this Val Smyth guy said I just need to go to Fiverr. Well, everyone's heard of Fiverr. Well, what I do that's so unique, so different, that other people aren't doing on Fiverr is I just don't go on Fiverr and say, hey, man, I'm going to send you $5, do this for me. You get to read all the people's profiles. You get to, you know, you can use some wisdom and you can see how this person was doing this for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. So there is some executive analysis that has to go on, right? You just don't say, well, hey, this, you know, 18-year-old kid, you know, just got on here 6 months ago. You might want to talk to these people in Fiverr before you send the money. Interview them. Just say, look, this is my project. This is what I'm thinking of doing. this is what I'm looking for. Can you service me? If so, how? Because I have no issue sending you $5 6, 7 times a day. I have no issue sending you $10. I have no issue, bringing more people to your services. And these people can do it at the flick of a button because they built their models into templates, and they can just do this and, use 5,000 keywords with a flip of a switch, or, write from a template they already have for a media release of something you're going to do. They're really cool at what it is they do, but you just got to not be afraid to communicate and talk to them before you send the money. And that might not even be verbal. It might not be over a video. It just might be in a text chat. Just say, and what I do with people on Fiverr is just say, hey, look, I've got a whole wallet full of money. I'd love to send you copious amounts of money, but in return, I'm looking for results. So if it costs me $5 to make 80, if it costs me $30 to make 170 today, imagine doing that every day, a few times a day. And that's what the world's missing. I mean, I don't want to learn Facebook marketing. Maybe some of you are into that, and some of you are good at it. Hey, listen, if you're good at doing all that stuff, I don't want to take that away from you. But I'm just saying, for the majority of the people out there on the internet, if they really want to stay in bed and be brain dead and make all this money on the internet, I have no problem teaching them the correct way, not the right way, because we're always right. We're not always correct. I will teach them the correct way of doing that together with Tracy. We'll do that and show them that. And then, so we got some incredible things here going. You can take a look at the one-up list. One-up list builder. I've got so much to say. I'm going to shut it down a little bit now because I know I dragged this on. Some of you are probably snoring and gone to sleep right now. So Kyle will address the rest. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions. But we have a nice $25 business opportunity. It's a one-up. You get 20 from here to eternity, constantly over and over and over again. Make $20 multiple times per hour, multiple times per minute, multiple times per day, multiple times per week. And it's great side money. It will help you with, if you're making $800 a week with us, if you're making $8,000 a month with us, whatever. If you're making $200 a month with us, you can use that to financially subsidize your projects on the internet. You can use that to financially, subsidize your auto ships and other business opportunities. And I can say this is where I'll be just a little bit arrogant. I have to be a little bit arrogant here. But I say that in a fun-loving way, of course. I promise you this, the type of training you can get from us here with what it is we do is far superior to what you're going to find on the internet. Like, there's a lot of great speakers out there. You know the names. I know the names. They're my personal friends. They're politically correct. They have to, because their whole livelihood for them to make their money to live in the houses they live in is all based on them being politically correct and not stirring the pot on the internet. Even though when I talk to them privately behind the scenes, they'll tell you a totally different story 99.9% of the time. The reason why I can be a little badass, the reason why I can stir the pot, be a renegade, and be very disruptive and tell you most of the stuff you're being taught is full of crap, for two reasons. Number one, I'm telling you the truth. Most of the stuff that they teach is garbage, and I can tell you that it's a waste of time. They can tell you that off stage. It's a waste of time. And the other reason why I can do it is because my income, my whole livelihood does not come from the online world. So my environment is safe. I make a lot of money away from the online world. But if I had to make a living, I probably wouldn't be telling the people too many truths, unless I was, the church choir boy or something like that. And I realized I wanted to be honest all the time. You can throw a little, a few little manipulations in there every now and then with people. It's amazing, what goes on online. But no, honestly, the truth is, you don't need to buy all those courses. You just need a basic foundation, how to play the game. Okay, you don't need to take a course on how to play checkers. You don't need to take a course on how to play Monopoly or pop the magic bubble. You just need somebody to say, hey, explain it to me, show me how it works, show me the pros, cons, whatever, that's it. I'm not going to teach you about Facebook marketing, YouTube marketing, and all that. You don't need to learn that stuff. There's experts out there in the industry that will do all of that for you for pennies on the dollar. All right? I don't want to teach you that. I don't want to learn that stuff. I know how to do some of that stuff, but man, I don't need to set up nothing. And neither do you. Everyone's in place right now to build your business out on your behalf It's just nobody's teaching you this stuff. All right? As detailed. You might have heard of these things, but we emphasize, we detail it. It's kind of like the whole martial arts school to marketing within this environment. So, Kyle, I'm sorry I rambled on for like an hour and 27 minutes. I do apologize. I normally speak for 3 hours doing these type of things, but hour 27, I didn't want to just talk about an opportunity and, hey, man, $25 and here's the opportunity. Really want to give these people some insight and solid structures, to help them take their game to another level, because you want to take your game to another level. You don't want to be messing around with all the monkey business on the internet. One more thing, I'll just say this. There's a lot of people out there that want to teach you, that want to train you, want to offer all this stuff. I'm really shocked and amazed at how many coaches are teaching coaches or are teaching coaches or are teaching coaches, but yet most of them don't have a pot to go pee in. So it's amazing how many people want to teach you how to be successful, but I don't even know if they could afford a 1974 Ford Pinto. They're worth money now if you happen to have one. 74 Ford Pinto might go for about $20,000. Went for about $2,000 back in the day. So Kyle, anyhow, I think I'm finished. You can pop in here and Tracy, anyone wants to pop in. I just got so much more to say, but I'll shut up.
Yeah, Kyle, sorry, buddy, I muted you out. So if you want to unmute your line.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's probably good that you unmuted me. I had a lot of background noise going on, and I wasn't sure if anybody could hear that or not. But a kid that just turned 5 today, and he's he's wanting to go buy some stuff at the store. So thank you, Val. I appreciate all your wisdom, man. It's I think just hopefully it's kind of been a wake-up call for some people tonight, because the industry as a whole has gone from I don't know, how can I put this? Anybody that's on any type of social media nowadays, it's like one program to another program to another program. What's Billy promoting this week? What's Jill promoting this week? And people they don't have a real idea of what to do, and they think, oh, that company didn't work, I'll try the next one. But they don't realize that the problem isn't the company, it's them. They don't realize that they just don't have the knowledge to go out there and make something happen. They don't have the blueprint in front of them that you just basically gave them. If everybody reads between the lines on what you just said, and really, it'll probably take them a few days to a week. Some people will take longer to actually, the light bulb will come on and they'll be like, holy crap, that's what that guy was talking about, type of stuff. But honestly, it really is all about delegation in this industry. You don't have to go out and learn social media. You don't have to go out and learn, how to be the perfect salesperson. You don't have to go out and make phone calls all the time. You can if you're good at that kind of thing, but there's so many, like you said, there's so many things out there that if you just delegate it to the people that already know what they're doing, they have the employee mentality, and you can pay them $5 to $50 to $100 to do something, as long as it makes sense to you on the back end. It's gonna produce the result and make you 10 times what you paid. You can wash, rinse, and repeat that all day long. And then what are you doing with your life? You're micromanaging your business like the CEOs do, and you're on the beach. You're watching the movies with your kids. You're out doing the things that you want to do on a daily basis, and your business is basically running itself because you're delegating properly. And that's what it's all about. So with that being said, guys, I don't know if Tracy wants to take just 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know if you have the ability to share your screen and just kind of show people the back end of this system, because guys, she walked me through this the other day, and I was pretty much blown away as to what they've got set up. And it's not complete by any means, but there's a lot of stuff back there that's worth way more than $25 could ever pay for. And the nice part about this, guys, is this is something you can, if you have people coming on board, whether it's Legal Shield or whether it's, one of our high ticket programs or anything else that we're involved in, it's a matter of giving people the necessary tools okay, to be able to say, here, here it is, go do it. And it isn't, go spend 10 hours a day on Facebook, go make 100 YouTube videos, go, do that. No, it's what needs to be done. What are the money-making activities that need to happen, and who can I delegate those to for $5 or $10 out of the 500 I'm going to make once it's done to get the job done so that I can go do what I want to do. And that's really it. And so, very powerful system. I mean, you make money just by referring others. And the one-up, Val, I just want to say this one last thing. Val mentioned a lot about, this is a one-up system. I don't know how many of you guys understand exactly what that means. So let me just kind of break it down really simple. You bring somebody in, okay, and it's not really bringing somebody in. You basically say, look, I've got some value here for you, okay, in tools, in training, and it's not just tools. Val went into a lot about what the system stands for, and Tracy's going to show you this, but you go to somebody and they say, heck yeah, there's no monthly fee. It's only $25 one time. You get $20 of that. But not only, it doesn't stop there. When they go out, they have to pass up, that's the one up, their first sell. So you get $20 from that pass up. And then that person that got passed up has to pass up theirs. And it just keeps going and going and going into infinity. So, how it's like my friend Tom Woodard says a lot. How many pay stations do you want kicking out $20 bills all day? That's the bottom line. If you can go out and if it takes you a week to get 3 people, yeah, you made $60, but now those people each pass up a person, you make another 60, and then their people pass up another person, you make another 60. It just keeps going. In the meantime, you brought in another 3 or another 6 or another 10. How many pay legs do you want paying you $20 a day or an hour or however it takes on top of the value that comes with the system? There's my 5-year-old coming in. He's waiting to get those toys. So I'm going to pause myself right there, Tracy. I'm going to let you show them the magic behind this thing, and we can go from there.
Happy birthday, little man.
Happy birthday. Oh, that's awesome. Wow, there's been so much great information that's been shared here tonight. Val, you always you just astound me. Every time I listen to you, there's always great information that I hear sometimes for the first time. Kyle, I'm just going to mute you out there, buddy. This is okay. I'm going to share this platform here. This one left, and then I'll get rid of this screen. And so you should be able to see my screen now, right? Just a head nod would be good, right, Val? Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to take you from the login to itself because I want to show you why it's so powerful, and that we were leaning into cryptocurrency over the last several months, but more specifically over the last few weeks because of, as Val said, as we're talking about what's going on in the industry as well. So I just want to take you physically through the sign up and the sign in. When you first log in, when you first create your account, first what you're going to do, it's kind of like Amazon. When you get an Amazon account, they get you to sign up, so you actually have your account, and then you can go back and go to your email, get the verification link, verify that that's you, and then when you log into your account, this is the first screen that you're going to see. Okay, so what we've done is, because we're leaning into cryptocurrency, we've created Coin Payments, which is a platform that actually deals as a merchant processor. And so we created a video that walks you through the entire process of that. So when you click on here to pay, you're going to pay with Coin Payments. But this really is going to set it up, being able to get started with the whole payment process. So you really want to watch this first, just to give you the whole idea of how it actually works. So we want to walk you through everything very specifically. So when you want to pay with Coin Payments, and we have Payza as well, but I'm just specifically going, I think most people are familiar with Payza, so I'm not going to touch on that. So the first payment is the hosting payment of $5. And you're going to put in your email, your first name, your last name, and then you're going to choose the Bitcoin is what we actually will pay in, and then complete your checkout. Now, you want to watch that video. I'm not going to go through the whole process because it's in that video, and you're going to be able to watch it. Yeah.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to bring something up real quick before we move on. Just so everybody knows, when you use coin payments, yeah, you can pay with Bitcoin if you have Bitcoin. But part of the reason that that they're using this as well is because it's a way for you guys to pay with PayPal, which she's going to probably talk about, or you can use a credit or debit card through PayPal to make your purchase. And coin payments just makes it easier to do that. Right. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tracy.
No, that's awesome. Thanks. And feel free to do that as I'm going through this, because you know what, you're a fresh set of eyes. I've been looking at this from this side for a long time. So if you've got anything that anybody else has a question, make sure that you do interrupt me, and so I can answer those questions for you. Yeah. Sure. Coin payments actually has what they call a pass-through, and we know that PayPal is not always the friendliest of atmospheres in the online world. However, but that is a pass-through through actually coin payments, and works like a charm. So that's part of it. If you click, depending on what you click on, and you start when you click on the complete checkout, it starts the process. So especially with the PayPal, you want to complete that process because it will put you in a bit of a limbo if you don't. Not a big deal because it will time itself out. But this is the payment process. When you come back, now it's going to sit and it may spin for a while. Once you pay the coin payments, there is about a 10-minute lag. Please be patient. It explains that in the video. Okay. So I'm going to go back now, refresh my screen. I've paid that payment. So the next payment is going to be exactly the same. I'm going to click on Pay Now to the $20 and go to Coinmints, do exactly the same thing. Their video is there again just to refresh your memories. And so going to do that. It's going to be a 10-minute wait. You can pay with the PayPal. You can pay with Payza, whatever you choose to do. All right. So that's it in a nutshell, but the videos will show you that. And now here you are. You've arrived in. This is the dashboard in your back office. And we've got a warning here. We want to make sure that when you get in here that you set up your payments before you do anything. Don't share your links. Don't do anything until you've got your payment processor set up. And here's just a reminder. You can go and set them up right now. I'm going to show you. You can click on the button to go there, but I'm going to show you there's other reminders here as well. You can click on your merchant accounts here. Here is your marketing link. Mine's Tracy Testing. They also want to be sure that your contact info is set up. It says Hello Tracy in the drop-down. Well, here's Hello Tracy in the drop-down. You want to make sure that your profile is up to date. You can change, because your username can only be changed once. So it will take your first and last name and create your username. Come in here, change your username, update your username, but you only get one option to do that, okay? And then make sure that that's your personal information. Your contact info, you really want to make sure that you have your phone number filled out and your Skype filled out, because that's going to be on the front of your website so people can contact you, okay? And it tells you that here as well. So let's go back to the dashboard, and it says, okay, here's wait. We're going to go and set up our payments right now, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is where you choose. Right now we have coin payments and Payza, and we may have other ones down the road here, but these are our primary ones right at the moment. So it says that coin payments is not set up. So you're going to configure your coin payments. And here's the videos. This video here, it's imperative that you actually watch the video. It's 7 minutes long, or 7 minutes and 55 seconds long. It's very explicit on how to set up your coin payments account. And so you're going to find your merchant ID. You're going to go and find that. The video tells you exactly how to do that, create your secret IPN, and then obviously how to set up your PayPal specifically. Watch the video, and then you'll be able to utilize all that. And the video here is the one that I just showed you on the payment screen. So you can actually, when you get in your back office, watch that if you've forgotten. So you can help your affiliates actually sign up. And there's a little bit more information here. There's a PDF file about Bitcoin, a bunch of stuff there. So a lot of information here. Great video tutorials. And of course,
guys, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you again, Tracy. Just the key to this, guys, is the merchant processor that they're using, like she's saying, is coin payments. And just so you understand from my perspective, Coin payments is extremely easy to set up. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes. It's not like you're going out and you're applying for a merchant account and waiting for them to set it all up and waiting for an approval and trying to, 3 or 4 days to get the API and the equipment and all that. It's rather instant, and all you're doing, that 7-minute video will walk you through it, and by the time you're done pausing and playing and just following the instructions and you hit update, you're golden. You're ready to start taking payments just that fast.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put nonsense in here just because to show you exactly how it works here. So let's just, okay, I've updated it. This is nonsense, but I'm just going to show you. It's going to tell me that it's been set up, and make sure that you go back and check. Go back and check just in case maybe you clicked the button and clicked off the site or whatever. Just be sure that this is set up. Log back in and it's green. And you can always go back in there and configure, make sure. And of course, if you're PayPal, you're going to check PayPal to accept PayPal. This is nonsense, so know that you have to go and get your right keys in there. So that's pretty explicit about getting that set up. We'll go back to, and you've set up your pays the same way. Watch the videos on that as well. But let's get into what the rest of Val's got a wonderful welcome message here. Of course, this is our news for our newsletter. Make sure you put your name and email in there because you have to opt into that. Let's go to our products and we'll check out our products. Now, Val was talking about the done-for-you marketing. This is really great because we have exclusive pricing from a company just for our one-up list builder people here, and so there's separate packages you can purchase, as Val said, getting the experts to do what you may not be able to do, or maybe you can, but they're going to do it for you. There's several packages. You can just click on it and click the pay button. It'll take you to another screen. There's also, by the way, an FAQ. If you want to have some questions, you click on that and get the FAQs. There's a $5 setup fee for it. Different packages here. There's targeted email marketing. There's SMS, text message marketing. These packages have got a bunch of goods in them, even specific to social media traffic and mobile user traffic, as well as the targeted emails and SMS text messages. So these are really good. We'll do a lot more on these things and do some training and stuff like that. But really great price points, really, to be able to put your business into, and it's generic. You can market any company you want. Doesn't matter to us. Right? We're just here to make you successful. That's what this is all about. We also have a law of attraction social media software. It's a downloadable software to your desktop. And there's a video here that explains exactly how to use it. And it works in conjunction with a CSV file splitter, duplicates remover, and mail list validator. I'll show you that in a minute. It's in the tools section. We also give you the 25,000 North American Cellular database. That's mailed out to you within 72 hours of your account activation. That just tells you a little bit about that there. Let's go to, you can either access here or back to the dashboard, doesn't matter. We're going to go to tools next. And this section here is really fun, and I like to think of it kind of, it's my tool chest or toolbox that some of this stuff I've collected, Val's collected. These are the duplicates remover. There's a pop-up video that explains to it. It shows you exactly how to do it. This one is a list validator. It's actual software, so you click to download the software and then watch the video. It explains how to do it. Same thing with the CSV file splitter. You get that 25,000 cellular database. This shows you how to actually split it into smaller files if you want to, sell it, or if you want to use it for the text messages or whatever, voice broadcast, whatever you want. The link builder, this is really cool. This is built right into the system. So if you're wanting to build a campaign, here's a list builder tracker. It's built in. So if you want to build a Facebook, create a tracking link. Okay, create a tracking link. So, give it a name. I'll just do exactly what's the, you can put in whatever you want, but we'll do this just for argument's sake. Paste, and we're just going to call it Facebook. So I've got an automated filler here, and then you can just give it a short description, whatever you want to call it. Now you're going to create that. Oh, I have to call it. Okay, it's Facebook.
Basically, Tracy, what this is doing is this just allows them to, depending on where they're marketing, they can place their link and know exactly where the traffic's coming from, right?
Exactly. So now here I can click and I can get my link, and you can manage them, delete them, clear the data, whatever you want to do. So now there's my link, Tracy Testing TR, which is tracking, and there's your link, and you can actually put that places and track what you need to track. So, that's a really great feature. A lot of marketers like to have that. So we were really explicit about putting that in. Here's just a PDF education document about getting leads, get 10 to 20 leads per day on Facebook. Great information. As Val is talking about, experts and outsourcing, and you can explore this. We've collected all these areas, and we have these sources for you to actually go and do these, get these people to work for you. Fun stuff, just some really fun, things to go fun, photo funny. You can create some really just fun images and whatever. We can add to that as well. Media resources is kind of my gig here because, Kyle, that I'm, really heavily into media stuff. So, created a lot of links where you can help to build your projects if that's what you want to do. Embed codes, it all gets into the nitty gritty. And that is a library that I've saved over the years. And then free editing software, you can go and download these that are all free if you want to do that. So that's the tools. And we'll may add a few more things to that, or add into these sections, add more things as we find them. And the resources, this is kind of my favorite area too, obviously, because Val has really he's given you a wealth of information in here, just phrases that he's used that's made him a fortune, and we've given them to you. They're just ideas to generate, to make your mind think about, well, what do people listen to, what triggers people to buy or even to take a look. And then here's, of course, the marketing system, the $25 marketing system in here. You can play it, you can download it, watch it, whatever. If you need to have a refresher, you can just go here. It's also on the front of your website as well. So Larry Winget, one of the best interviews I've ever heard. Val did an interview with Larry Winget, and I'm telling you, so much value in that. Jack Zufelt, again, another interview, one of the best I've heard. And then this one here is worth its weight in gold. Val did a 22. You've got nuggets of that tonight in the conversations, but he has a 22-minute video audio here that really will knock your business out of the park if you really understand what's going on there. And then of course we just got our help section where you can always log into to get a hold of help section. The one thing I did not go over just yet, let's go back to the dashboard, is your referrals. Now, this, unfortunately, I'm not going to have any referrals in here because this is my test account, right? So I don't have any real referrals. But the referrals, you'll get their phone number, their email, and you'll also get their Skype on here, and it tells you whether they're qualified or not. They'll have a green check mark if they have been qualified. So that helps you a lot to help your people to actually build their business as well. And then, of course, back on the dashboard, once you've made your first qualifying sale, this will turn green and tell you you're qualified, and it will track your sales. So I think that's, I'll open it up for questions at this point, Kyle.
There is a chat, guys. If you, up in your top left thing, there's like a blue box. There's a chat. You can put questions in there if you want. If anybody has any questions, or you can Facebook me with the questions. But for the most part, you've seen the tools. They're going to be adding to it. They're going to be adding higher level programs to this as well. But for the most part, it's $25 one time, $5 a year for hosting, for you to be able to tap in to this done-for-you marketing, to where you've got everything at your disposal, at your access. When people get in, I think one of the number one things, sorry about that. I think one of the number one things that people say is, well, is it easy to get people into my business? Is it going to be easy to recruit? Is it going to be easy to do this, do that, whatever the case may be? And that's their biggest thing is I don't know. And I was talking to Tracy about this earlier, and I told her, I said, I want to just put a post up that says, hey, you guys suck at marketing, but it's not your fault, okay? Because most people that are out there really have no clue when it comes to actually doing business, to making transactions work, to getting people to say, okay, yeah, there's value in that, that's worth $25. This is worth way more than $25. the bottom line is, guys, is we're in a legal shield together. I've got people on here from other businesses that we're involved in together. Some of you guys are in multiple platforms. The key to this thing is to step back, look at the big picture of what's going on here, realize that you don't have to work 10, 12, 14 hours a day to do this. Okay? You can do money-making activities, which in my case, and in say hi to everybody. This is what I get to do for a living. I get to spend time with this guy other than when I'm doing these trainings. Okay. His name is Chase. Okay. I get to spend time with him and my other kids and my wife doing the things we want to do, because I've always told people I micromanage my businesses, and people say, what does that mean? Micromanagement means exactly what you've seen tonight in this training webinar. It means delegation. It means finding the people that are already good at what you're not good at and delegating what you need to delegate. Whether it costs you $5 or $10 here and there, a little bit there, you get those results. Quiet. Sorry, guys. You get the results. Tracy's dying over there. You get the results by following, okay, and modeling after people that have already had success. And that doesn't mean going out and buying every course out there. That means breaking it down to a science and saying, what is this person really doing to have success? Because I guarantee you, you're going to read a book and you're going to get good information out of that, but it's not going to tell you exactly step by step what you learned tonight. It's not going to show you what you need to do to go hit that target. Okay, that's the bottom line. So this is just one of those things, guys, that you got to do, because if you want success, okay, you need the tools, and you need to know how to get there. Not a bunch of courses that are going to fill you full of smoke and mirrors and hype, but exact tools, exact blueprints, exact strategies for getting there. And the icing on the cake is it's a one-time $25 investment. And every time you share this with somebody, okay, we're not selling anything. Stop selling. You're not selling anything to anybody. You're sharing value. And every time you share this with somebody and they say, yeah, I can afford $25 one time to have access to all of this stuff, you're going to make $20 and it's paid to you instantly, okay? You're not waiting on a paycheck. And then they're going to say, well, I know this person that wants that, and they want it. And then you're going to make another, $20, and so on and so forth, because of the passive system. And that, my friends, is just the icing on the cake. And it allows you to do the biggest thing that we all want in this industry. And what is that? Time freedom. Okay, that's why we do what we do, because we want to help people be successful, and we want time freedom to be able to spend it with little guys like behind me. Okay, that's it. That's what it boils down to. So that's all I have. I don't think anybody has any questions, Tracy. Nobody's said anything. I haven't got any. I've got a ton of Facebook messages from people saying we had technical difficulties. I missed it. Can I get a replay? So there's going to be a lot of that going out.
Absolutely. It's all been recorded. As soon as I click the button, it is recorded. I'll make sure that you get a copy of it. I think everybody's kind of shock and awe.
So,
a lot of
thank you, Tracy, for your time. Thank you, Val, for your time and wisdom. I appreciate you guys a whole lot. I think everybody sees the value here. And let's just move forward. I don't know if you have any closing remarks, Val, but other than that, I'm done. I'm ready to wrap this up.
Well, the bottom line is it all comes down to you and everything you do in the game of life and everything you do online. And if there's any time that you can just drop down your guard and drop down being cautious and just letting the dice roll, tonight's the night you want to circle your calendar, because this is the beginning of a whole new way of life online. It really is. So appreciate that, Kyle. Thank you so much for putting a great group of people together. It's been a treat and an honor to be able to present. So enjoyed y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.